Hey everyone, and welcome. So, we've all been there, right? You walk by your favorite houseplant, and oh no, it's drooping. That feeling of instant panic is real. But don't worry, today we're gonna turn that panic into a solid plan. This is your complete guide to figuring out exactly what your plant is trying to tell you, and more importantly, how to fix it step by step. So here's what we've got on deck. We'll start by decoding that cry for help. Then we'll get into a little bit of the science of why plants droop in the first place. The main event, though, is going to be breaking down the top 5 causes and exactly what to do for each one. After that, we'll talk prevention so this doesn't happen again, and finally, we'll tackle the most common questions. By the end of this, you're going to be a total pro at this. All right, first things first, let's talk about what this signal really means. You know, a wilting plant isn't just being dramatic, it's sending out a serious SOS, and our job is to figure out how to read it. And here's the absolute heart of the matter. Wilting is almost always about water. But, and this is the part that gets everybody, that does not automatically mean your plant is thirsty. It could actually mean the complete opposite, and figuring that out is the whole game.
So, before we jump into the fixes, it really helps to understand what's actually going on inside your plant that's causing that sad, droopy look. Let's take a quick peek behind the scenes. Yeah, let's just ask it straight up. What is going on at a cellular level when a plant wilts? Well, the answer comes down to one simple thing: pressure. And that magic word is turgor pressure. Okay, I want you to imagine that your plant cells are like millions of tiny little water balloons. When they're full of water, they're firm, they're pressurized, and they hold the leaves and stems up nice and tall. But the moment they start losing water, those little balloons deflate, the pressure drops, and the whole structure just sags. That's it. Wilting is just lost turgor pressure.
Which brings us to the single most important question you need to ask yourself. Is my plant getting too much water or not nearly enough? Because, and this is the crazy part, both of those things can make those cellular water balloons go flat. Now, this chart right here is your secret weapon. But honestly, it all boils down to one simple action. If you remember nothing else, remember this. Before you do anything, check the soil. That's rule number 1. Is it bone dry or is it soggy and wet? That one answer is going to solve the mystery almost every single time. Okay, let's get into the main event. We are going to walk through the 5 most common culprits that cause wilting, one by one. We'll nail down the exact problem so you can apply the right solution. First up, we've got the most obvious suspect: underwatering. This is what pretty much everyone assumes is happening, and you know what? A lot of the time, they're right. The signs here are pretty unmistakable. The soil feels totally dry, maybe even pulling away from the sides of the pot. And if you lift it, it feels super light. If that's what you've got, problem solved. The fix is simple: give it a really good drink. And a pro tip: if the soil is rock hard, try bottom watering. Just set the whole pot in a tray of water for an hour or so and let it soak up what it needs from the bottom. Works like a charm. Okay, now for the tricky one. Let's talk about the most deceptive and honestly the most dangerous cause of wilting: overwatering. This is where so many of us go wrong because the plant looks exactly the same. It's all droopy. But the clues are completely different. Here, the soil is wet, it's soggy, the pot feels heavy. You might even see some of the lower leaves turning yellow and feeling kind of soft or mushy. This is a huge red flag. What's happening is just a cruel irony. The roots are literally suffocating in all that water. They start to rot, and once they're damaged, they can't absorb any water at all. So your plant is wilting from thirst while it's drowning. And this is why checking the soil first is so critical. If you just added more water thinking it was thirsty, that would have been the end. This calls for a bit of an emergency procedure. It's like plant surgery. You've got to get that plant out of the pot, take a look at the roots, and with some clean scissors, trim away anything that looks black, brown, or feels mushy. Once you're back to healthy, firm roots, repot it in fresh, dry soil and go very easy on the water while it recovers. All right, on to cause number 3. Sometimes the wilting has absolutely nothing to do with how you've been watering. If you just repotted your plants, it might just be dealing with a little bit of transplant shock. The key here is all about timing. Did the droopiness start right after it moved into a new pot? If the answer is yes, that's probably what's going on. Its tiny little roots just got a bit jostled and need a minute to adjust. The fix here isn't about doing more, it's about doing less. Just be patient, keep it out of direct sun, keep the soil just lightly moist, and give it some time to settle in. Next up, let's take a look at the plant's actual environment. You know, sudden, big changes in temperature can make a plant wilt almost instantly. It's a pro test.
Just think about it for a second. Is your plant sitting in a super hot window? Or maybe it's right next to a radiator or getting blasted by an AC vent? These extremes make the leaves lose water way faster than the roots can pull it up. The fix? Super simple. Move the plant to a spot with a more stable, chill temperature.
And finally, our fifth potential culprit. If you've checked the water, you've checked the timing, you've checked the location, and you're still completely stumped, it might be time to look for a deeper problem, like pests or a disease. This is kind of the last resort, when the wilting just won't go away no matter what you try. This means it's time for a deeper inspection. You'll have to gently take the plant out of its pot and really look at the roots for any little critters, or check the very base of the stem for any soft, discolored spots. The fix really depends on what you find, but it often means cleaning things up and repotting. In the worst-case scenario, you might just have to take a cutting from a healthy part and start over. Okay, so we figured out how to react and put out the fires. But really, the goal is to be proactive, right? So let's build a super simple plan to keep your plants from wilting in the first place. Honestly, this is pretty much all you need to know. First, and I can't say this enough, stop watering on a schedule, like every Sunday. Water your plant when it actually needs it, which you'll know by checking the soil. Second, make sure your pot has drainage holes, non-negotiable. Third, give your plant a stable home, away from drafts. And finally, when you repot a plant, be gentle with it. Let it acclimate slowly. These 4 rules will prevent, I promise you, the vast majority of problems. And lastly, let's just hammer home the single biggest takeaway from this entire guide. If you can get this one thing right, you are golden. So here it is, one more time. When you see your plant wilting, your first instinct should not be to grab the watering can. It should be to grab the plant, feel how heavy the pot is, stick your finger a couple inches down into the soil. If that pot is light and the soil is bone dry, okay, it's thirsty. But if that pot is heavy and the soil is soggy, you've been overwatering. The feel of the soil and the weight of the pot will always tell you the true story. So, the next time you see a drooping leaf, don't panic. See it as the start of a conversation. You now have all the tools you need to listen, to understand what it's saying, and to respond in the right way. Wilting isn't a mystery anymore. It's just a message. And now, you know how to read it. Thanks for tuning in.